Good afternoon. Here is Lakel Africa Petroleum, here in Ondo State, Sunshine City. Here we are at the exploration site in Ondo State. Here with me, I have our daddy, Honorable Bada Samson Oluyemi. So he is our community coordinator. He's the one that has been taking care of us. We don't have any challenge here. So I'm glad to have him in the site here. And beside me here we have Mr. David, Nathan partner here. So from UK is here with us. So we're glad to have him here. So and our daddy here, I have the chairman of Lakel Africa Petroleum, the person of Dr. Lawrence Ajayi. He is here with us today. We are privileged to have you here. Here we have the geological engineer on the site, Mr. Monday. So he will do the geological.
My boss here, Mr. Suleiman Ibrahim, Chief Geologist on site of the Nigerian Geological Survey Agency, Chief Geologist of Nigeria, and also Director in charge of the department that manages applied and engineering geology in Nigerian Geological Survey.
I had geological surveys applying geological survey, and we're happy that you guys are well trained. You're doing this job as a local company, so we appreciate you. And another thing they told me from the Minister of Petroleum and the Minister of Mines, I'm sorry, he said the course and the programs will be taken to laboratory for when are they going to do the laboratory? For proper analysis, to know what to get. Okay, which they call assay, isn't it? Oh, that's good. That's good. So David, I think what they're doing is technically acceptable to British government.
Oh, absolutely. I think we've come here today from Abuja just to see the site. We've been wondering since 1st of April what was going on, and now we're getting a first-hand view. But it's with a site like this, always you drill a hole, you don't really know what you can expect. You can even expect to find nothing. What we have found here is tremendous results. The first hole, the second hole is where we are now. And so we're here to give support to everybody who's doing here to understand what has to happen next. The cores that we've got now, together with the log, will go to the analysis.
Independent examiner, apart from the Canadian Geological Survey. And they said they found limestone, is that right? The first one.
Yes.
Okay.
First one we found out, but we have not encountered that.
Here, the second one. And you found bituminous shale, bitumen, and then they gave me one in the bottom like viscous. That's bitumen proper.
That's
Fantastic. So we have lots of programs in this 59 kilometer square. Is that right? That's interesting. And light oil, and now there's gas, natural gas, lots of gas. Dave, do you know Ondo State is the highest gas state in Africa? After Russia, Ondo State is second or third in the world. You know, and we have it.
We have a hole that can lead to that.
So what would that message tell the investor that is a fertile property?
Yes, this site is really an investment, so we can buy the equipment needed to do more of it.
Yes.
And also the accessory to the equipment, and we can do the operation in the most efficient and effective way possible.
That reminds me, I went to the equipment, I found I can drill up to 1,500 meters. And then you can do full exploration because we're expecting to drill 350 to 400. That's you can go through. Fantastic. I have the specification from the NGS that it's field crawler. Okay. we have two of this, we could cover it in a year or a year and a half.
Yes, not just this would be expanding the number of holes that we can drill at one time. The fact that we'll be able to go with the exploration and get ready to production.
Can we walk to the equipment and see how it works?
We have certain accessories for this standard drilling rig that are allowing us to work now. But we need to find more accessories which are suitable for more effective drilling.
So that's why we advise investors to come on board. So
Yes, so that we can do the
proper exploration.
the best way possible.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for putting light on this.
Questions that I'd like to ask, and maybe if I just go through these, and so we'll talk about drilling. When you drill, we have sensors so we can detect gas, so we know how to go, we know when to come up. Yeah, that's good. And I'm thinking that the equipment available for what holes we have. We have equipment over there, which is what is that name of that equipment? This allows us to drill holes to a depth of shallow. 1,500 meters. I was aware that I thought that would allow us to drill only to a depth of 150 meters. So this is not true. So with this rig, we can go as far as we need to.
Yes. No problem with that.
So with that rig, so if we have another rig, then we can do the same thing but in two areas, so we get faster. We're looking now for how many holes. Geologically, you have one hole. You know what's at each depth, and then you don't know how far it extends. You have another hole, so then you can make a correlation. Another hole. And the more holes we drill, the better picture.
The information that we have.
Okay.
The subsurface.
And so again, I have in my mind the idea of 10 holes, which
I think that's 10 holes. That's what
10 holes is planned, and so this is the second of those 10. Okay. And every time we find a hole, we find more information on how the seam is. So if we have a seam which is very small, it stops. But if we have one hole here and one hole over there. Now, what about segmentation? Streams. Now, if you have a stream of bitumen, and it's a one long fixed stream, is that better situation than having a lot of maybe 4 or 5 different and always what we're doing is trying to find the best place to do the final production. So that each of the holes gives us an idea what the basin is, what the topology is, and so then we know that we're better to do it there than there because of that's the concentration. Yeah. That's the concentration. So having non-bitumen between layers, that doesn't really matter. When we go to production, we extract all of the bitumen from that area anyway. Okay, that's good. Analysis of the mud. I know that you have your mud for the drilling process goes on, and the mud gives us indications of what's down there as well. So you find that as the mud's coming up, you find the different materials, and that gives you an excitement of what you might find down there. Yes. Well, that excitement is completed when you take the core out, and you see that. I can see you smiling even for that. That's what we have there. Yeah. So we try to find it's easier to get products from shallow depths than deeper depths. It seems quite obvious that, but it's quite good to start that. Now the lab analysis tells us everything. So we find something about the physical, when we're physically looking at the cores, then we can get an idea of how good it is. I've pressed the core myself, and it's very interesting to do that. And but the lab will tell us in detail what that core is likely to be, and that gives us a very valuable account for going on. The mining program, drilling 10 holes, which is the target. That's one thing. That will allow us successively gradually to understand what the best area is to put the production facilities. And so when we decide that's an exciting moment too, because the facilities there that's a bigger development. So what we're doing now is really exploration at different depths of holes, just so we can find an idea of where we are. But then when we start to do the bigger wells, those wells are those wells wider diameter? when we have a well that where we're pretty sure that we're going to have some facilities to produce from there. What do we take any more care over the hole that we produce there? Is it a bigger hole, or do we?
For the production or for the evaluation drill? I think, well, in the process we have to carry along the EIA investigation. So that will give us an idea of how careful we need to be with the type of hole. Different places there are different phenomena so far. In this hole in particular, we started encountering gas as shallow as 5 meters. But in the other hole, in that area, we encountered the bitumen before the gas. The holes are designed in such a way that we can re-enter for such.
Okay.
The previous hole we did that practically, but that we can re-enter the hole.
So going forward, we need to do that. Every little hole that we can. So what we know from the wildland is so much now, but we can know more later. And again, it's which could be different. We've got some cover now, which is about rig, and we cover that in the divide. It gives us a better
understanding of the subsurface. As we said earlier, the geocode is best for now. Right. And we at the moment we're doing some kind of logging to help us have an understanding of the density variation down the road. So you see that those geophysical tools will only come up. Very good.
So we don't have those tools yet, but we would for the most very, very soon. And so also for the drilling rigs, there's no need to get a different type of drilling rig. That type is okay for every hole that we want to do. So okay, and I think that's all I want to talk about. How do we extend on that? Because I think we have limited time. We have to get on the work. This is consolidated a few things that I already knew, but also giving some more that I didn't know. So
maybe these are the samples.
Yeah, so if we can have a look through this. So when you pull up the core, you tap it out and you know which depth. So these are the depths.
We have per run. Yes. These are the depth per each per run, because we deal with run. As soon as the barrel is out, the depth at that point is taken as the run. So that's what happens.
So again, this is kind of roughly. This is useful to a geologist to know roughly the depth, and this is just an indication. So the same scaling is used on each of the holes, then we know where we are. Is this hole does the altitude start off with higher than the others? Because you see we have a depth of 10 meters here. There's a different depth to the other hole.
Yes, definitely. This is about 19 meters, the elevation, and over there 28 meters the elevation. So it's definitely different.
Okay, so that's all okay. So we have differences here. So this is
now here, these are the lateritic surfaces, some of the clay material you find before you encounter the main rocks within the area. And then we begin to enter the clays, sand, siltstones, which is a typical formation here. And right after that, we entered into the bituminous formation.
Yes, that's around about 4.5 meters.
Yeah. So we begin to encounter some of the bituminous formation, but though very, very minimal. It's not too glaring at this point. But at this run, it became very obvious. Also bituminous, because at this stage we encountered bitumen also, but I think it's light oil. I think it's light oil because it was being washed. As soon as it comes in contact with water, it washes up. It's a lot easier to go. So as we went deeper, we're encountering the bitumen. At this stage, you can see some of them. As it gets heat, when the core gets exposed to heat, at the little cracks you find the bitumen coming up.
So a lot of the substance that we have here is driven off, so we don't see it here.
Here is light oil. So it's driven off. It's actually within the mud pit.
So this is going to go to the geologist, so the analysis. And these are go with the a
Log.
note, a log of what
Yeah,
you've done.
yeah, we have some logs, we're preparing them, but at the end of the day, so this is the template of the log, so you need to have from what depth, and then the properties you encounter
Okay,
in the logs.
yeah.
So that's also being captured.
Yeah, that's fine. That would make very interesting reading, but no. Okay. All right, thanks very much. I think that's there's always more.
Yeah.
Thank you.